Let me now welcome on board Gaurav Pandey, the MD and CEO at Godrej Properties, joining in on the show right now. Gaurav, hi, morning. Good to have you on the show. It's been a stellar quarter for you guys. Give us a sense of the trend that you see building up on the demand front. What kind of absorption are you seeing across your projects pan India? And where do you think we're placed now in the real estate cycle?
I think real estate sector, if you see, is coming off, out of lot of lull period of previous pre-COVID years, and we've been seeing every quarter the sector is only doing better. So there is a lot of tailwinds and a lot of growth across key geographies where we operate. And as a platform, we are present in all large cities of India, starting from north. We have a lot of presence in Delhi, Noida, Gurgaon. We have a lot of presence in Pune and a strong presence in Mumbai and Bangalore. And across these markets, thanks to the markets, but also our projects and the investments that we did, we are seeing extraordinary results right now. And if you go back in time, say about 6 to 9 months, we've been breaking our own records every quarter. We've done quite a few launches now of 2,000 crores to 3,000 crores as well. And it's characteristic of our strategy playing out in execution.
You've guided for a 15,000 crore collection in FY25, for which you would need about 3750 crore per quarter, and you've got 3,000 crore, which is slightly below your estimates. So are you confident of achieving it, as in the full year guidance of 15,000 crore?
Sure. Essentially, we see our business has lumpy quarters, in the sense that when you have occupancy certificates, which is basically completion of projects, close to completion of projects coming in, entire collection curves tends to be lumpy. In fact, quarter one always has been a sort of a similar slower start. And if I were to give you some context, last year to this year, we've actually seen a massive jump. We were probably around 2,000 crores of collections a year back on the same Q1, and it's jumped by 54% this year. I do believe we'll have a very strong H2, especially on collections, and we're more than confident on meeting or beating our estimate on the collections as well.
Now, you've also guided for 27,000 crores in sales for FY25. You've achieved about 32%. When, if at all, would you be looking to revisit this guidance?
These are lumpy quarters we do have, and when we make an estimate for the year, we make an estimate basis our launch pipeline, a contingency strategy around it. And yes, you're absolutely right. Quarter one has been a stellar quarter for us. It's been like a 4x jump between the previous year's same Q1 performance. And we do have a very strong opportunity to improve above our guidance. But at the moment, we are not really working out any changes on our guidance. But yes, seems reasonable probability that we'll meet or beat our guidance.
Right. Tell us about your launch pipeline. You've maintained it at about 30,000 crore rupees, but already achieved about 29% of it in the first quarter itself. What's the pipeline looking like? Do you expect all licenses and approvals to come in time?
We are having a very exciting pipeline this year. I mean, if you go down to every geography, like in Mumbai, we have a completely new phase getting opened up in Godrej Reserve, which is Mumbai's largest, record-breaking launch ever in the Q4 of this year, and we're looking at building upon that momentum. It has a very high probability you'll see that launch in this quarter itself. In North, we'll have a series of launches. We have something in this quarter coming up in Sector 103 of Gurgaon, and that will be backed by back-to-back launches in Golf Course Road during the year. If you move down to south, we have done series of acquisitions which will start seeing launches this year, starting from Yashwantpur. We have quite a few parcels which we had acquired in Hyderabad that should also get launched this year. And in coming to Pune, we have a couple of launches lined up from Korega Park to Manjri to Mahahinje. So yeah, quite a rock solid launch quarter. Every quarter you'll see launches happening up. Yes, you're right. There are always those approval risks, but the kind of pipeline we've built for ourselves, we have enough and more to ensure that we exceed our guidance.
You've recently added a new city to your portfolio, Indore. Tell us what kind of development we should see and what is the size of this 46-acre land parcel?
See, essentially, if you look at our plotted development platform, our whole idea is essentially to look at opportunities in tier two where there is a lot of organic demand from end users and to some extent, people who want to take a long-term view on the city. And typically these are projects which are in the top line range of 500 to 1,000 crores. And ideas to launch them, execute them, and kind of wrap it up in between 1.5 to 2.5 sort of years. We've done quite a few of these successfully, and Indore is part of the similar strategy, which is why we've acquired a 46 acres of a prime plotted development. And idea is very simple that the Indore market has not seen a very high quality platform yet, which can create value for our customers. And we're very excited that finally Godrej Properties is going to enter Indore now.
And with the addition of Indore, would it be fair to say now that the focus is tilting towards tier 2 cities, given that you're seeing good demand in Hyderabad as well? Any more geographies that are on your radar?
The tier 2 strategy is more of creating plotted development, which has very low risk and quick capital churn and quick turnaround in terms of entry and exit strategy. So yes, not more than 10 to 15% of our top line would be plotted development in the next 1 to 3 years. That's the kind of focus we have.
Right, and we've heard some announcements from the budget on real estate in terms of withdrawal of indexation, reduction in stamp duty, hiking LTCG. What kind of an impact are you penciling in?
Stamp duty is going to be more of a state subject, and one has to wait and watch if there is a follow through in that. Of course, if there is a reduction in stamp duty, there will be a huge, a win-win proposition both from, because more sales will happen, customers would like to register more, and so revenue for the government would also increase. But let to see what exactly is going to happen in the next couple of months. There are, this indexation is not really very relevant to be there or not be there in the short term, because if you see, the benefit of indexation tends to be more when the tenure is, say, 10 years or beyond of your holding period. But if your tenure is, say, 4 years, 7 years, 5 years, it has no real major benefit. In fact, I believe from a very near term point of view, it might make for at least medium term investors to find it more lucrative. Why? Because your LTCG itself has been reduced and bought at comparable level to what we see now equities, because equities, they have increased. On the second part, which is long term investment, people who invest usually above 10 years to 20 years kind of time frame are usually either people liking to stay for themselves, which is end user market, or because they tend to upgrade their homes typically after that. And if that's what they intend doing, you don't have to really play, to the best of my understanding, any capital gains time with reinvesting it. And this, the second category is for investors who look for equity multiple in the very long term, which is wealth, generational wealth kind of a model. And usually when you see that, people tend to again reinvest that. It might just create more stickiness for the sector, because the only way for you to take the disadvantage of indexation going on is reinvestment. So I think long-term investment would also benefit from it. But these are, very initial, kind of hypothesis. Finally, of course, let's wait and watch and how it happens. Largely, I think it will be neutral, but it has, the way I see it, it's got some positive connotation as well.
Thank you for sharing with us your growth outlook as well as milestones. Good to have you on board.